What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Pastor Coco, the Subpar Summoner. We are live from a palatial king-size room at the Holiday Inn and Conference Center in East Texas. So we are way behind on this Doggo grind, and I really want Doggo, so we're gonna jump in and do some grinding. And let's see, am I even going? Something's not right here. Let's see. Start sending us your video from your streaming software to go live. I thought I was. What's the matter with you? Let's see. Start sending. What is your malfunction? Oh, that's why. Okay. All right. Let's see if things are working. If there's anybody out there, let me know. There we go. It looks like it's working. I forgot that I set up Restreamer, and then I went and was trying to do stuff normally through YouTube anyway. All right, so here we are. We are live. We are going to jump right into some doggo grinding. As you can see, I'm pretty far behind, but that's okay. Hopefully people will find their way to us. Hopefully some people will. Hey, Alberto, what's up, my friend? Good to know my chat is working. So, how are you, my friend? It's been a while. I haven't been able to go live recently. Uh, it's going all right, man. I finally have my voice back. I basically couldn't breathe more than like I couldn't talk more than a few words without coughing for like the last 3 or 4 weeks. Took like 2 or 3 trips to the doctor and multiple meds before I finally got most of the way better. Still got some congestion, but the wheezing and stuff is gone. So I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, Alberto. It's good to hear from you, man. It's been a while. You should not be amazed. He's amazing, and he deserved it. He also is one of those champs that I figure is probably not gonna get a 7 star because there's too many people that are confused and think that that's a bad pull. So I figured he was a safe bet for Ascension. So, and he's my favorite champ, and I like him a lot. He's so much fun. I do not like Spider Gwen at all. She annoys me greatly. Who was your first 6-star ascension, Alberto? Have you ascended somebody yet? And who was your first rank 5, too? I'm curious. What do you mean, do I want to do a gameplay video? What do you mean? About Psycho Man? Oh, you ascended Rentra? Nice. I do like me some Rentra. He's Do I want to do a gameplay video? Well, I have one video that I did explaining like his rotation and how to use him. I have a plan to make a longer one. My max sig and fully ranked 6-star Herc was mine. Yeah, that's a popular choice, Jace. I'm not surprised to hear that. Lots of people went with Herc. Um, I like Herc. I've got him at I've got a rank 3 Hercules. I use him from time to time. He's fun. I just don't want to fall on the crutch of using him for everything, you know. Um, I enjoy the champ. He's fun. Yeah, Alberto, I'm hoping to do a longer video of Psycho Man at some point. I haven't had the time to do a lot of stuff lately, and then I've been sick for a while, as I was talking about a little bit earlier. So, it's in the plans. I had recorded some stuff for it, and then I just wasn't very happy with what I had, and I will I will do another longer form video at some point and show off some act content and stuff like that where he's useful. Uh, there's a path, probably a couple of paths in Act 7 where he's a viable option. Hey, Egg, how are you, man? I'm feeling a ton better. It's been a rough few weeks, but I'm finally able to breathe. Um, I preached at our church on Sunday, and I preached at the college group the Thursday before that. So last Thursday. So when I preached on that Thursday, I was still feeling pretty rough and was having a hard time breathing by the end. But Sunday, uh, I was tired afterwards just because I've been so out of lung capacity for so many weeks. Um, but I made it through and didn't have a coughing fit or anything like that, and I'm feeling a lot better. So thanks for asking. Do it. You want to see God Cycle Man? I will definitely be putting out some gameplay of Psycho Man at some point. That is always in the cards for sure. So yeah, thanks, Egg. I appreciate it, man. It was rough there for a little bit. I really thought that I just had like seasonal allergies because it started right when the weather started getting a little cooler here. Excuse me. And I always have a lot of congestion when it starts changing from summer to fall. And so I really didn't think anything about it. And then last week, or a week and a half ago, I guess now, um, it started getting worse, and I got to where like I couldn't really breathe very well after like a sentence or two. And so I was like, okay, this is getting worse. I gotta go to the doctor. And when I went to the doctor, she was like, well, it's not quite pneumonia yet, but you're probably close. And then it was not getting any better with the first round of meds and stuff. And so I went back and had a chest X-ray, and I didn't have pneumonia, but it was still. I ended up getting having to take a steroid as well to clear all that out. But I am feeling much better now for the most part. Um, I felt like an idiot yesterday because the reason I'm in East Texas in a hotel room is because I thought that we had annual meetings that I usually travel to give updates about the college ministry I run to the people that support us. And then last night, when I got to the church for the first one, I realized that it was last week when I was sick. And so uh, technically drove out here for nothing. Um, but thankfully, my ministry was gracious enough to let me go ahead and stay out here. And I've been trying to meet up with some alumni that live in the area, and I'm going to meet with another alumni tomorrow. Um, and also, it's just been nice they were willing to let me stay, and I haven't had a break. I did chemo 2 years ago, uh, and I worked most of my jobs, which I have three of. I basically worked most of those the whole time. Um, the worship pastor job, I didn't work the whole time because I physically couldn't. But my other jobs that I was able to still do that are mostly like computer stuff, I did the whole time that I was in treatment. And so, I haven't had a break in 2 years, and so they were gracious enough to say that I could go ahead and stay out here. And I took completely off from work for the first time in 2 years and have just been chilling and watching movies and playing MCLC, and which it's crazy that I still am this far behind on the Doggo grind when I haven't been working. But a friend of mine's grandma fell and broke her hip, and she just happens to be at the hospital here in the town that I'm at this week. And so this afternoon I went to visit with her for a little bit and check on her and make sure she was doing okay. And it's just been kind of a weird week for me, but excited about it. Excited to get to stream tonight. So, and doing it on Restream for the first time. Not sure how I feel about it yet, but it seems to be okay. Well, Aiden, honestly, I've been slowly burning myself out for 7 years probably. But you know, uh, we've we've found ways to minimize some of that stuff. Um, but yeah, it's a lot. It was never my intention to work three jobs. It just kind of happened. When we moved to College Station, the the jobs that I took were two quarter time jobs basically. So like um I get paid for 10 hours at each one. And so the third job that I have I had picked up just to have some extra money. Um just supplemental stuff, not stuff that we needed. And then, as the economy has continued to inflate, that uh, that job has kind of become a necessary job rather than oh, this is extra money. Uh, but my boss is my wife's best friend, and she's taken really good care of me and my wife. We both work for her. Um, and so it's been good. It has been a lot, um, and we know that there's probably some change that needs to happen, but it just there hasn't been an opportunity for that change to happen yet, unfortunately. And The opportunities I have pursued so far, they haven't worked out. Um, but you know, it is what it is. I enjoy what I do. So yeah, it's I've there's been some hard with it, but um, it's fairly good set up, honestly. Like um, I work remotely most of the time for that job, uh, and my schedule's basically completely flexible. Like I just need to let the team know that I am working different hours or whatever, and it's not really an issue to move work around and stuff. So yeah, thanks, Aiden. I appreciate it, man. It's there's been some actual discussion this week. Actually, I had some today um, about some things to change some of that. So we'll see how that comes about. But we are our ministry is working on getting our stuff. We haven't been established as our own uh, nonprofit. We've been kind of under the umbrella of a larger organization that was originally like in charge of the ministry, and so excuse me. Um, but we're in the process of trying to figure out how to do all that stuff to get us set up as our own thing. And once we do that, it opens us up to get like grants and that kind of stuff, other funding for salary and stuff. So if we're able to get all that stuff squared away, then maybe I'll be able to to drop a job or two, but we'll see. So, how are classes going, Egg? Also, if there's anybody in chat that knows what Doggo went for in the first round, I'd appreciate knowing knowing where I'm shooting for. I mean, I'm gonna get as much as possible, obviously, but if anybody knows the general amount that he went for round one, be helpful. Their go on reading week is next week. Oh, okay. Yeah, our students just had a fall break this last week. Really? 125? That's surprising me because people have not been saying a whole ton about Doggo, so that surprises me to hear that he went that high if that's what he went for. Which I probably won't get the 6 star if that's the case. Um, but you know, I'm fine with grabbing the 5 star too. Um, I need more units anyway, so just just sitting and grinding and getting battle chips is good too. Wow, I did not expect him to go that high. That's crazy. Okay, so right at 123, 124, something like that, probably. Maybe even 123.5 or whatever. Interesting, because most of the conversation I had seen about him was not, not super excited about him. They kind of said he was which uh, the limited testing I did on the PTR, like I think he's fun. I like him. So I'm in. That's interesting to see he went that high first round. That's pretty cool. I was not expecting that. So awesome. Well, I'm gonna try and nab the 5 star at least. There's no way we're gonna put up 120 mil, but you never know. Sometimes round two is a shot in the dark. I think Photon went like 60 mil in round two or something. So you never know what's gonna happen. So probably just try to put up 50 or 60 mil if I can and go there. Yeah, that's true. The he's kind of in a weird he was kind of in the gap between uh EQ and New Story and BG's being out. So that's a good point. No, you make some good points. Like I wasn't thinking about how many people would be grinding arena instead of running BGs. But yeah, that with no BGs and 8.3 is not out till tomorrow, that it makes sense that he would be higher. So, but yeah, I don't see him going that high for round two, but maybe. It's so weird arena stuff like Dragon and them that used to do predictions and would be pretty close most of the time. Like I'm pretty impressed with them being able to predict stuff. I know it's changed a lot with 7 stars and all that stuff, but uh, being able to even get close is a very impressive thing that I've never really understood how they could even do that. But man, yeah, it is really hard to predict now, like with with the way things are now. It's definitely a different animal. All right. Now I get to use Sandman. Me too, Aiden. I love him. I can't wait for his buff to go live because I was going to rank for him anyway, and now he's even better. So that makes me so happy to hear that, Aiden. He's check your encoder settings. I don't even know what you're talking about. Restream. I didn't change anything, so. Uh-oh. It looks like I'm froze up. Oh, there we go. I don't even know where to check my encoder settings, but when I get through these fights, I will try to look. Restream. Even know where to check that, so it's not my fault. not my fault. Restream. It's not my fault. Should be should be all right. We'll just leave it alone. That's awesome, Aiden. I I like him a lot. The buff is great. In fact, the buff was so good that they had to tune it down. Um, I don't know if they've talked about that, but they originally it was originally even better. They tuned it down a little bit. Um, yeah, but it's great. I have not played around with the Red Skull buff yet. I know MSD was testing it yesterday on stream. Um, I have not. I haven't played around with it yet. Um, and I don't know. I think it's still on the PTR right now. I know that they asked us not to. They're gonna start taking some. Actually, it may not be. Um, because they're using the CCP beta server to do the Battle Realm stuff. Um, and so they were gonna be taking some of the updated kits and stuff off. They tuned it since you folks had the embargo lifted or before we saw a buff. Same man. I don't remember if they changed it before the embargo. I can't remember. Um, so originally the heavy proficiency was capped at 5 instead of 10, I think is what it was. And then they changed it to it's capped at 8 now instead of 5. And then they changed what was the other thing? I can't remember what the other thing was that they adjusted, um, but for the most part, the what you've seen of the Sandman buff is the same. Uh, the major thing they changed was the thing that he had that only scaled with base attack now scales with attack rating instead of base attack. So, which I think for him is the big thing. So, and then the heavy proficiency stack is different. Um, and then the damage, like the modifier for the unstable damage is slightly different. I can't remember exactly how they changed it, but so at 5 it was ridiculous. Like honestly, he was so he was so overpowered with it at 5. He really was. Like I I was using my rank 3 in the beta server and just like demolishing things with one side, like basically just getting to unstable and then heavy attacking and just destroying everything. Like it was kind of insane. Uh, so it felt very very overpowered with the 5 stack. Um, I think it feels really good at 8. Uh, I think it's a good in between. Um, yeah, you're right. 7 would probably be better, honestly, but um, he feels really good. I like it a lot. And honestly, I was gonna R4 him anyway. I almost R4'd him this last R4 that I did. But as much as I am in loving him for war, I've been using Absman more. because he covers more ground for me on Path 9. Um, I've used Sandman and Absman, but I was using Absman more, so that's why I took him to R4 first. So, which I felt bad because it was not DLL's turn, it was Eclipse's turn, but uh, Absman got the nod anyway. So, but he feels good to me, Aiden. It's definitely a significant improvement from his original kit. Um, and if you already liked him, if you already liked Sandman, then you will be very pleased with the buff. Uh, yeah, I do too. I love all six of those champions. The three that DLL made, and then the Sandman, Gladiator, and Danny. I love all of them. I'm going to rank all of them up. I have all of DLLs at rank 4 already. Um, and then I've got Gladiator at rank 4. So Danny and Sandman are gonna go up too. So having a nice little chat with my buddy Egg on stream. Was there any tuning to Shocker since the embargo? I don't think so. I think Shocker is pretty much how he was, other than I think there was I don't know if people released videos when this was happening. There was a bug with it where he was not his unblockable was not going on like cooldown, so he just kept having unblockable like permanently basically. Like it wasn't going on cooldown, so you could basically just keep special wanting and having unblockable. But that was a bug. I don't remember. Actually, let me go see. I don't think they changed anything that I remember from the from what we got originally. I think he's pretty much the same as any videos that have come out. So I'm pretty sure there's no changes that happened after videos would have come out, but let's see, there's Sandman's. There's Red Skull. I should probably pay attention or I'm gonna die. Even though Gore's like pseudo indestructible. Let's see here. I don't know. No, I don't want to change my. Not even using Discord audio. Take that, Magneto. Sorry, I was trying to see if I don't think there was any changes to Shocker that I remember. If there was, I'm not finding anything about it. So I think it's pretty much. I don't think they did anything like that, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But uh-oh, looks like I'm frozen. Why are you freezing on me, OBS? Don't do that. That's mean. I apologize if this is frozen. I don't know what's happening. There we go. Okay. The so the display window on Restream, it was frozen, even though in OBS it was not. So I don't know what that's about, but cool. Um, it looked frozen on my end, even though it didn't look frozen on OBS. So this is my first time trying Restream, so not not used to its display. All right, nothing like taking a group punch to the face. Um, I know that there was people asking about removing one of those stuns, but I don't think anything like that was done. I think I think it was said that that was kind of outside the scope of a rebalance, if I remember correctly, but um, I don't remember for sure, Aiden. I apologize because I don't really remember. I didn't I didn't see anything in the chat that I wasn't able to find anything addressing anything specific about Shocker. So I don't think he's been changed from the from what has been released publicly from post embargo. So the videos you if you've seen videos, that's yeah, DLL is yeah, I don't know exactly like what the where the line is as far as like what's too far for a rebalance and what's not, you know. Um, but I think that was what had come up because people had mentioned something about the stun, uh, from what I remember. But yeah, I don't know how they decide like what the what the line is as far as like what's too far for a rebalance and what's not. And I don't know, it might be different from champ to champ or just depending on what the time frame is that they have or what else has been going on. So I don't know for sure how they make all those decisions, but it's supposed to be numbers only. Yeah, but I think the unblockable is technically also a numbers thing, because it's like a timed or a timed thing or a I don't know how you would do that or how you would say that. It's like a time specific ability. Does it make sense? Or like isn't it tied to his number of charges or something like that? I haven't used Shocker enough obviously to know exactly. I know he gets unblockable at some point on a special one, but like I don't know if it's after a certain number of charges or whatever. So, and I didn't really play with him enough before the changes to know like how they changed it, if that makes sense. So, ah. You could have just died, oh man. Come on now. There we go. It's a fundamental change in how it functions now. Currently, it's tied to its charges and breaking block with the medium consumes it. Now it's on a timer and doesn't consume charges. Hmm. Okay. Well, yeah, that's probably, I think I remember now that you said that. I want to say that I want to say that the dev said that this was like the farthest they were willing to push something as far as rebalancing. Like, I don't remember for sure. Um, I feel like that might have been something that was discussed because they were talking about the stun thing that you were talking about. Um, but yeah, so I mean I guess that is a bigger change than just numbers, but um, well, I guess technically it's like a change to numbers, I guess. Like it wasn't numbers based, but they changed it to numbers based. So yeah, I mean I could see why people would think maybe the stun could be addressed. But yeah, dang it, I forgot he had champion synergy. That's unfortunate. Oh well. You don't see that too often. The champion synergy on defense being coming in clutch. So yeah, I haven't used Shocker a ton. Um, so I hadn't really messed with it. So I hadn't really I didn't use him enough before the buff came out for me to really be able to be able to tell if the buff was better. Sandman I had used some already, so I knew kind of what I was looking at. Shocker, I wouldn't have really been a very good person to test the buff because I didn't really use this kit before. But some pieces are neat, just not helpful for what he was told. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I got. Um, I didn't even pull him as a 5 or 6 star until like maybe a couple weeks before the buff came to the PTR. So like I didn't hadn't really and I it was right after I think I pulled him like right before or right after I um or like right before I was gonna R5 Psycho Man. So like my tech resources were spoken for at the time that I got him. So like it was one of those things like even if I wanted to rank him up, I didn't really have the resources at the time because I was taking taking Psycho Man to R5 and stuff. Uh, so he's been sitting unranked in my at the bottom of my roster for a little while. And there's some champs down there that I really want to rank up that I just haven't haven't gotten around to yet. You know, I pulled Cersei a while ago. I really think I'd like to rank her up. I just haven't. You can judge someone's game knowledge by how they feel about the tech class in 2023. Um, it's hard to not like the tech class in 2023. I think at this point, it was a class that needed some love, and Kabam delivered. I think like some good some good stuff. I took Lady Deathstrike to R3 last week because I finally got her. Um, Literally had it spoken into existence by Null Space. It was kind of fun. He and I, a few weeks ago, were doing incursions together and hung out on voice chat and Discord on a Sunday afternoon and just were trying to get me to zone 25, um, so I could get the incursions 7 star. And I was telling him like at the time I had opened like 30 or 31 featured 6 stars, and Deathstrike was the one I wanted the most out of the crystal, and she was the only one of the feature champs I had not pulled yet. Um, and so he was just like, "Well, you're gonna get her. You're gonna get her at some point." And then I either got a um, or I had enough shards to buy a featured, and so I bought one while I was on voice chat with him, and I got diss track. So it was pretty cool. Um, yeah, Viv is great. Future Ant-Man's a lot of fun. Iron Man redesign is fantastic. I flippin' love it. Um, yeah, they're pretty good. Um, I'm hoping, December and first of the year, I'm hoping that we get um, more mutants because I love me some mutants, you know that. So, when can we expect rebalance news about Danny and Deathstrike? Um, you know, I'm not sure. Hey, Vega, what's up, my friend? I don't remember what the. Let's see. When did Danny and Deathstrike come out? Remind me. Was that my my months are all screwed up? When did they release? Was that 2 months ago, or was it 3 months ago? Can't remember when they came out. June. Okay. So yeah, if I remember, yeah, we should. I haven't. We haven't heard anything yet. Um, but be getting. We should be finding out sometime soon, probably. Um, or we should be getting stuff in the server in who knows. But also they've got, you know, they got Battle Realm Brawl and the Summoner Summit thing this week. So stuff's been kind of hectic. So that might delay some of that, just because they've got the big get together in Vancouver going on and stuff. But yeah, if they came out in June, so We should be finding out something about them and not should be relatively soon, I would think, because I think the cycle's like 4 to 6 months or something like that, somewhere in there. Um, so yeah, it should be sooner rather than later. I don't remember exactly how quickly the info comes out, but I guess technically I could go look at the announcement from the last group and see how long it was after they came out. But but it shouldn't be too much longer before we hear something, I would think. Let me go. Quit asking me to switch. I'm not even using Discord. Just have it open. Annoying. Go away, Discord. Let's see here. Where was that? So remind me when Shocker and Sandman came out, if you have that. Oh, I won't say anything I'm not allowed to. I'm deathly afraid of breaking the non-disclosure. I'm not gonna say anything that I'm not supposed to. But when did Shocker and Sandman come out? If you have that information in front of you. April. Okay, so give me 1 second to not get beat by Civil Warrior because that's embarrassing. Really sad I didn't get the 7-star, by the way. Really wanted it, but that's okay. It was a rough month financially, so that was never going to happen. Oh, daily reminder, everybody, go get your free crystal from the web store. I forget more times than I remember, but really wish it would just save my sign-in information. I don't know why I have to sign in every time. For some reason, it does not save it like everything else does on my computer. Give me my free crystal. Thank you. So yeah, so the Moon Dragon and Adam Warlock, like the announcement about their rebalancing was 4 months after their release. So yeah, I would say maybe next week we'll find out. Like once they get through Battle Room Brawl. Like I think it would probably come out this week, except that they've got that going on. So, but I think maybe by next week we'll maybe hear something about rebalance. So, or who knows, they might maybe they'll announce it at the brawl because I think they're planning on announcing some stuff this weekend as well. So, you never know. They might announce it this weekend. That'd be cool. I know they talked about um they have talked about some stuff that they're going to announce on Friday apparently. So, we might find out this weekend, but if not, I would say probably next week we'll find out about rebalance. Um, what do you think though, Egg? Like from playing with her, do you think she's gonna get tuned down or I've got her at R3 and I mean I don't feel like she's like ridiculously overpowered. I feel like she's pretty good where she's at, but um, I'm not playing at as high of a level as other people are. Uh, Cheolf, yeah, I don't know if that's the way you pronounce it or not. I think it is. She looks so cool. I'm excited about it. Um, she's really cool looking. I love the bear and eagle spirit stuff. That design is really cool. Um, I'm glad there's two indigenous characters coming to the game after we got Danny, so that makes three. I think that's awesome. Um, I'm sad about some other. I'm sad that there's some other Native American characters that are not in the game yet. But that's just a personal thing because hello, X-Men. Like, uh, I want I want Warpath, something fierce. But that's a personal preference. I'm sure there's people like Dragon and a bunch of other people that are super excited to have two more two more ladies join the contest, and Sheelf is a large character instead of another small female character, so that's exciting and good and diverse to have in the game as far as female champs. Yeah, I hope we're getting more too. Like I hope we're getting Warpath and Thunderbird, or at least Warpath, because me want real bad. Mostly because we have like all of X Force except for Warpath, like, and I just have always liked Warpath a lot. Um, he's one of my favorite X-Men characters, has been for a long time. So, oh, I'd love to have Forge, for sure. Yes, Yummers. If anybody follows me and my Twitter and stuff, you know that I've pushed for Shaman for a while. Um, and we do need some more Alpha Fly. It'd be awesome to get Shaman for sure. Which I think if I remember right, Jay said that there's a spot on the map that would be that a Alpha Flight member would fit. So we'll see what happens. I, I've en, I've enjoyed the ride. I think that I think they do a great job with who they bring and stuff, and I get to find out about characters that I didn't even know about until they came to the game, like Psycho Man, who's one of my favorite characters now. So, I'm fine with it not always being who I really want to have. So by the way, I don't know if he's still here or not, or if he just dropped in to say hi real fast, but it never stops being overwhelming that someone with thousands and thousands of YouTube subscribers like Vega even knows who I am at all, much less drops by and says hi on my YouTube stream and stuff. It trips me out. Hoping that one Spawn JX is ready for Wendigo, we shall see. Do we really need Wendigo though? Like we've already got Sasquatch. I don't know that we need another beast of Tanorak before we get the other Alpha Flight members. Um, but whatever. Uh, I would rather see Shaman and Snowbird and Puck before we see Wendigo personally. But that's to each their own. Everybody's got their favorites and their wants and stuff. So super kind of you. Well, it's super kind of you to drop by Vega. It means a lot. Like I've learned so much from I've learned so much from watching your vids and hanging out in your streams and in your server and stuff. And uh, it's crazy to me to that you even know who I am. So, but uh, I really appreciate you dropping by. I know you got all kinds of stuff you could be doing, so even just taking a little time to stop by is it means a lot. Doing the dishes, that a boy. I I'm traveling, but I before I left washed all the dishes that we had so that my wife wouldn't have to do them when she got home from work and had to cook dinner for the kids and stuff. So I did I did some dish duty before I left on my trip. So my newest 6 star is making an arena appearance right now. Just pulled Jabari Panther from the 6 star Nexus that I got from the Para Gauntlet. So good man. Yeah, I wash the dishes most of the time at our house. I mean, my wife washes a bunch too, but because sometimes we don't get to them before she needs a pot or skillet or something to cook the next meal. But because sometimes we're tired and we don't get to the dishes before something needs to be cooked again. But that's trying my head out. Pop in for more stuff and streams as you do though. It's great chatting with you. Hope you keep getting healthier. Thanks, Egg. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by. Uh, enjoyed visiting with you for a little bit. I hope that classes go well for you, man. Probably not got too much left, do you? I feel like our students are going to be done. I feel like it's like month till Thanksgiving, and then there's only like 1 week before finals after Thanksgiving. So, uh, hope classes go well for you, man. Have a good night. Finally pulled Odin as a 6 star as well, and Void. None of them are ranked up yet because I did not have Science or Cosmic ISO when I pulled them, so I used the last of my Science ISO on ranking up Morbius, and I don't remember who I used my Cosmic ISO on, but I'm currently out of it as well, I think. Man, I wish I'd pull 6 star Kindred so bad. So bad. I do not regret ascending this 5 star though, because he is a blast. He is a blast and a half. Alrighty. I think that takes care of all my 6 stars. I don't know. I don't think my 7 stars are off cooldown yet. Let's see how much time we got. Oh, okay. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So I can run my 5 stars, or at least my maxed out 5 stars. And then by the time I'm done running them, maybe my 7 stars will be off of cooldown. So let's run some fives. Run some fives. Run my ascended 5 stars real fast. And my rank 5 stars. I don't know what approach people are taking to Ascension. With my 5 stars, I went with either high sig champs that I didn't have as 6 stars yet, or in the case of Weapon X, just a trophy champ that who knows if I'll ever get the 6 star. So for 5 star Ascension, I ascended Weapon X, Spot, Kindred, and I think Diablo is the other one I ascended because I like Diablo a lot. Have I played Massacre much? Asking because he somehow became one of my favorite champs in the game after years of not really playing him. So I haven't played him in a while. I haven't played him as much as I used to. He was, I think, I I might have my wires crossed because there was some weird account stuff in there at one point in time, but I'm pretty sure Massacre was my first 5 star on this account. And I love him. He's great. I haven't played him as much recently. Um, but yeah, I love Massacre. He's great. He's a fantastic champion. Um, and I haven't in a long time or as much lately, but I used to run the Domino Trinity for everything. Like that was my war team most of the time. Um, and Massacre, I absolutely love. So yeah, I have taken great delight in hearing you extol the greatness of Massacre on your vids and streams when I've tuned in because I've been a giant fan for years. Um, you know, I feel like most people when it comes to the Domino Trinity spend all their time talking about Domino and Red Hulk, which both great champs. I like them both a lot. Um, but Massacre did not get the credit that he deserved, in my opinion. I think he's fantastic. What I don't think is fantastic is how I don't know how this new Hulk buff works, and I never know when he's gonna go unstoppable. I don't like that. I should probably I should probably actually read his kit and figure out how he works instead of just complaining about it. Hey Jim, what's up, buddy? Speaking of Jim, I apologize that I didn't respond to your text message this morning. I read it, and then I was gonna respond, and then I totally got busy doing something else, and I forgot to respond to you. Um, so sorry about that, Jim. Uh, I was not intentionally ignoring you. It was totally a mistake on my part. Yeah, Vega, I was gonna say I'm so jealous of y'all that you and B and Sim and everybody got to meet up in person. That's awesome. I was very jealous when I saw the pictures. So I was very, very, very jealous when I saw those pictures. So all right, I gotta go turn the air down. It's hot in here. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Oh. I was in a hurry to get to the air and get back, and I punched the TV stand, and now my knuckle is killing me. Oh man, it's just always something this week. Literally punched the TV stand on the way to the air conditioning. Oh, sorry, I missed your message there, Yummers. You think Kendra will get rebalanced? Dude's value seems to have gotten destroyed when people figure out how to fight, and with Morbius's release. Mostly talking defense value, still not sure about the overall opinion of offensive value. Um, okay. Sorry, Jim. Let me turn my mic up a little bit. Also, my voice is starting to go out because I've been talking for an hour and 15 minutes, but I will I will turn it up a little bit. Um, I don't know, Yummers. I'm not sure about rebalance for Kindred. I love him. I have been using him offensively a ton. I love him. It's one of, or them, I guess, since it's technically Gabe and Sarah, I think is her name. Um, the TV stand got in my way, Jim. That's what it did. Um, I I love Kindred. I think it's one of the coolest champs that they've done. Huge fan. I'm not really sure where they're gonna fall on the rebalance with Kindred, honestly. Um, I don't play I'm not privy enough to all the like high level war stats and all that stuff to know how Kindred's been faring as far as like uh all that stuff. I know that my ascended 5 star routinely won me battles when I placed him on defense in battlegrounds. But, I wasn't playing like high level battlegrounds. I was finished in plat 2, I think. And so, you know, but I know in lower levels where I was, that Kindred was holding up defensively. But I don't know where they're at as far as like how Kindred held up numbers wise from the stats that Kabam actually looks at, you know. Um, I think, which, by the way, Vega has a great video or stream. I think it was a stream actually, that he did about learning how to fight Kindred. So if you don't know how to fight Kindred, I would suggest you go check that out because it was really good. Um, I submit that even if you know how to fight Kindred, Kindred is still a tough fight unless you have a hard counter, honestly. Um, and I think there's just some. I think there are some champs that are hard to fight, even if you know how to fight them, unless you have hard counters. Um, you know, uh, and I think that's okay. I think Photon is one of those. Like, I think Photon is very difficult to fight, even if you have a counter. Um, and honestly, unless you have a hard counter, I feel like Photon is very difficult. Um, like Kingpin, if you have Kingpin, maybe not, but if you're not running Kingpin, I feel like there might be one or two other champs that are really good against Photon, but then using anybody else, it's a difficult fight, even if you know the mechanics and how to fight her. And so, um, which I love her. She's fantastic. Um, have her at R4. So, uh, Silk won your poll. Yeah, I figured Silk was going to. I I didn't want to say Silk, but I felt like out of those four, Silk is probably the best one to go with first. But like I said, I have all of those champs at R3, and like Danny's gonna go to R4 for sure. Silk will go to R4. Um, so you really didn't have a bad option as far as like which one you went to R3 first. So in my opinion, so. And yeah, Jim, I saw that your message was about Monopoly, but I was still going to respond, which my response was going to be to let you know that I haven't really been playing that anymore. But uh, I still play Dice Streams, but I don't really play Monopoly anymore. I'm playing a couple other games instead. But that's honestly great to know. I'm glad you're enjoying Kindred on both sides. Like, yeah, I love Kindred. I think Kindred is fantastic. I just really I love a good mystic, and Kindred is uh, looks like a horror movie villain. How can I not love that? You know, it's spooky season. I'm a big I'm a big horror movie fan, uh, which I've been watching some stuff this week because it's spooky season. Uh, Last night I watched Smile, which if you've never seen the movie Smile, it's pretty good. I liked it. It's like the weird love child of three or four different horror movies that I've seen before. It's pretty good, especially for a kind of a more mainstream big studio horror movie. Um, I was surprised with how much I enjoyed it. But the new Mike Flanagan series on Netflix, The Fall of the House of Usher, fantastic. So if you like horror stuff, I would recommend that you watch it. And if you haven't watched all the Mike Flanagan shows on Netflix, I would recommend you watch all of those. Um, just know that the gold standard, which I would save this one for last because it is by far the best, the gold standard is still The Haunting of Hill House. Um, Out of all of his series, that's the best one, uh, by a far margin. Not that the other ones are not good. I really enjoyed Midnight Club. I really enjoyed which one? Fall of the House of Usher was great, uh, but Haunting of Hill House is the gold standard. It's a cut above all the rest of them, even though I have enjoyed all of them. So that was my random tangent on horror movie shows or horror television. So You get a little bit of everything here at subparsummoner.com. Ah, let's see. I took my Awakened Iceman to R3 first. I have a high state. Danny has a 565. Awesome. I think I took my Iceman to rank 3 after he got duped. I'm pretty sure I did. I think he's rank 3 now. I know I had him at rank 2 and I was waiting until he got duped, and then I duped him. I'm pretty sure I took him to rank 3 already. I like him a lot. I like his buff. I think it was um very good. Solid buff. So which I think that they did. They fixed the Iceman bug. I don't know when they did that, but thanks for doing that. Or did they? I don't know. Let's see. Block me so I can tell. Nope, they didn't fix it. Never mind. Never mind. They did not fix the Iceman bug yet. I thought they had, but I was incorrect. So, gotta be careful so we don't lose our streak here. Smile was great. A24 is really kicking butt. Oh, gotta head out. Thanks for the entertainment and Kindred shout out. Oh, you're welcome, Vega. Thank you for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. And yeah, if you haven't learned how to fight Kindred yet, go check out Vega's video about how to fight Kindred. It was really cool. A24 is really kicking butt. Also started the Usher series, and Bruce Green was phenomenal as always. Yeah, it gets better, Jim. The first episode is really good, uh, but it gets better. And I was telling my friend, uh, I've got a group of guys I went to seminary with that we're in a group text, and most of us, not all of us, we learned this week. There's one guy or two guys that don't care for horror movies, but pretty much everybody else in the group chat loves them. So we talk about stuff all the time. And I was telling him Bruce Greenwood has a monologue in like I want to say it's in like episode 3 or 4 about lemons. And when you get there, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's one of the most phenomenal monologues I've ever heard in anything. Like it's just, I don't know who wrote it, but whoever wrote it is great. It's perfect. It encapsulates his character perfectly, but also the way he delivers it is just so good. Like it's phenomenal. It's one of the coolest things I have ever seen. So you'll have to let me know once you see it. So the Iceman bug is that when you hit into his block, he is currently detonating his um, either frostbite or cold snap, whichever one the passive one is. And that's a bug. It's not supposed to happen on contact with his block. It's supposed to detonate either when the timer expires or when you heavy attack. But right now, if you hit into his block, which if you run my stream back to when I was running Iceman a few minutes ago, if you haven't already seen it yet, I'm not sure where the playback is. Um, but you'll notice I hit into his block and it detonated his passives and killed me. That's not supposed to happen. It's a bug. So, which I'm pretty sure they're aware of it. Um, so it will probably get patched in the next update. But I think multiple people have told them about it in the CCP. So But that is the bug. Nothing crazy. I mean, all his other stuff is still working the way it's supposed to. Just right now, if you block their stuff, then have you already seen it, Jim? Have you seen the episode where he talks about the lemons? I thought it was one of the most brilliant monologues I've ever heard. Yeah, he still has his ice armor. You've heard about it, but you're on episode 2, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. Yeah, it's fantastic. Um, which I think was episode 3, Murder in the Rue Morgue, or is that episode 2? I don't remember. Um, it's awesome. It's so cool because they took, even though it's one story that is a Poe short story, every episode is kind of a twist or a interpretation of other Poe literature and stories and stuff. It's brilliant. The show's brilliant. It really is. I'm a big fan. Mike Flanagan is he has joined the upper echelon of horror directors for me. Like he's with like Carpenter and Romero and uh some of those Argento, those people for me. Uh he's phenomenal. The stuff he has done is just so good. Jim, have you watched his other all of his other series on Netflix? I think I answered this question. Yes, Yummers. He still has ice armor. That stayed the same. They really just they tweaked his numbers, I think. Um, I don't actually remember what all they actually changed with the buff, but I think they basically just tuned him up a little bit. I think maybe the ice armor, like the recharge timer for the ice armor is shorter, maybe. Like he gets it back faster after he uses it, maybe. But I honestly don't even remember what all the. So, Jim, have you seen his other shows besides this one? I know you said you started watching this one, but have you seen any of his other shows that are on Netflix, like Haunting of Hill House or Haunting of Bly Manor, I think is the name of it. Have you seen any of the other ones? They're all so good. Like, there's not a bad one. The Lemon Speech episode 3. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember. I was thinking it was like episode 3 or 4. But I don't remember which Poe story that episode is. I think it's Murder in the Rue Morgue, but I could be wrong. Which that was one of my favorite episodes, aside from the just the monologue that episode. Murder in the Rue Morgue was a great episode. I don't remember if that's episode 3 or episode 4. I think it's somewhere in there, but it's a great show. I liked it a lot. So I'm trying to think. I haven't seen. You were talking about A24. I don't know that I've watched a ton of the A24 movies. I have to look and see what all they've done because I can't remember. All right, all right, thanks for stopping by, Yummers. I appreciate it, man. It's always better to stream when I'm not just talking to myself for a couple of hours. So appreciate people dropping by for sure. Quit asking me to switch devices. I don't need to. You've added them to your list. Good. So I would recommend make sure you watch Haunting of Hill House last. Because if you watch it first, nothing else will stand up to it. Like, it's that good. It is by far the best one. Um, no, no, like, slight to the others, because I liked them all. That one is the best one. Um, so the order that I watched them in, because they weren't all out yet, I watched Midnight Mass first, and then I watched Bly Manor, and then I watched Haunting of Hill House, and then I watched Midnight Club, and then I watched Fall of the House of Usher this this week. Um, so I would say this is just personal preference. Go ahead and finish Fall of the House of Usher because you're already watching it. Uh, but if I was you, I would watch Midnight Mass next, and then I would watch either Bly Manor or Midnight Club, and then I would watch the other one, and then I would watch Haunting of Hill House. That is that is the order I would watch them in currently. Um, which moving forward, if people are starting from scratch, I would watch Fall of the House of Usher and Haunting of Hill House last. Those would be the last two I'd watch, I think. And then Midnight Club right before those two. Those are my three favorites. So I'd watch the other ones in whatever order you want to first. Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, and am I forgetting one? Can't remember if I'm forgetting one. But whoa, that was weird. That was really weird. But yeah, my humble opinion, which may or may not mean anything to anybody, but you are watching my stream, so you care about me a little bit. Um, Haunting of Hill House and Fall of the House of Usher belong at the end of your watching if you're gonna try to watch them in a particular order. So that's my 3 cents or 5 cents or whatever. I feel like I talked for a while there. So alrighty. Has anybody seen or noticed in my chat if my Streamlabs thing has posted at all about the store? It's supposed to post like every so often, the Streamlabs bot, but I don't know that it actually has. Haven't noticed. I didn't see it in the chat. So if anybody has seen it, let me know. I don't even know if there's anybody left. Maybe Jimothy is still here. Do, 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 do. So my Karn actor ranked 3 this last week. I have not seen that yet, Jim, but I really want to. Um, it's on my list. If it pops up on streaming somewhere, I will definitely watch it. It's something I've been wanting to watch for a while. Um, but I did not make it to the theater to watch it, unfortunately. But I heard it was fantastic. Heard it was very good. Uh, and it's got Short Round in it. How can you not like that? He won an Oscar, so. Speaking of Short Round, he's in season 2 of Loki, which I have not watched any of yet. I've been wanting to watch it with my wife, and she has not been uh, in the mental frame of mind to be able to pay attention to Loki yet, so we haven't watched it yet. So, but I was excited to see that Short Round is in it because it's Short Round, who I will continue to call Short Round, mostly because I don't remember what his actual name is. Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones. Speaking of, it's been way too long since I've watched Temple of Doom. This definitely may need to be on my Halloween watch list for this spooky season. So this is so weird. Like my restream platform thing. What did I ask of you? I'm distracted. Um, I don't know. Did I ask you something? I don't think I did. I said I haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once yet. I did not I did not make it to the theater to see it, but it's on my list of movies that I want to see because it looks really good. Uh, and then I was saying I haven't watched Loki yet, season 2 of Loki yet, because wifey hasn't been in the frame of mind to pay super close attention. We've been watching kind of some lighthearted, mindless. Ow, ow, ow! leg cramp, ow! We've been watching some like lighter, mindless, fun or stuff we've seen a bunch of. Like we rewatch Gilmore Girls every fall, so we've been watching it at night instead of watching Loki. But we will get around to it soon, hopefully. And I'm trying to also finish season 6 of SWAT. So, because I'm a big SWAT fan. Uh, God, I wish my leg had not just cramped up. That was not fun. It's okay. Speaking of health journeys, because people were asking me how I was feeling earlier, I forgot to say that my back went out on Saturday, so I've been dealing with that, um, which has not been super fun, but it seems to be okay. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Um, Icy hot patches are my friend. They've been working overtime. But so, what are you doing, Jimothy? What are you distracted by? Playing with your puppers or rearranging your office, or what are you doing? What are you up to tonight? It'd be really nice if you took a hit there, Warlock. Take that. Oh, Jim, I don't know if you saw. I think I posted it on Twitter. Maybe I didn't. My wife got me the coolest thing ever. Because she's awesome. She got me this ridiculously cool. Let me see if it'll work. Let's see if this USB hub will work or not. Sometimes it doesn't want to. It did work. It worked. My wife got me this awesome 3D nightlight that has my YouTube channel on it. Who has the best wife ever? Me. That's the answer. I have the best wife ever. Look how cool this thing is. It says Subpar Summoner and has a YouTube logo. Like, how awesome is that? Like, I'm gonna leave it plugged in and just stare at it right now. And it changes colors. It's flippin' cool, man. That was one of my anniversary gifts from my loving wife. She's the best. What I have to figure out now is how to set up my streaming location whenever I'm back home and not traveling. How to set it up where I have that behind me somewhere where you can actually see it on camera. That's one of the things I'm trying to figure out for future streams is how to get my setup where you can actually see my stuff. Because I've got a lot of really cool stuff in the background behind me in my office. All my pop vinyls and all that rad stuff. Reading a newly acquired book by Brene Brown. Okay. Which book are you reading? Which one is it? Stop it, leg. Leg's trying to cramp up on me again. Boat, my wife. I'm assuming you're trying to say Borat. What's going on with the chair? Silly office chair. Yeah, it is freaking awesome, Jim. I cried when she gave it to me. I really did. I'm not ashamed to say that I cried when she gave it to me because I I just did because it's amazing and she's amazing and she's so supportive of me. She has not given me a hard time about, trying to make this YouTube channel thing work. Uh, Even though, there's lots of other things I could be doing instead. Um, she's been super supportive of me making a go of this, and she's awesome. Yeah, I figured, Jim. I figured it was autocorrect. You're smart enough to know who Borat is. Not, not thinking that you, not sitting here thinking that you think it's a boat. So, oh, go away, Havoc. Go away, Havoc. Nobody wants you here. Let's see, what time is it? 10:25. So my 7 stars should be off a cooldown now, I think. So we can go run our 7 stars. The only thing I wish about this nightlight is that I wish you could choose which color. It cycles through it cycles through all the colors, but I wish you could pick which color it stayed on. Cause if you know me, you know I would just leave it on red all the time. Maybe blue. The blue looks okay, but the red is awesome. Daring greatly. Awesome. Uh, I am a big I'm a big fan of hers. We got to hear her speak at a conference we went to last November for work. Um, our team went to the Texas Conference for Women in Austin, um, and she was one of the keynote speakers, uh, and I really enjoyed it. She's very good. I enjoy her a lot. I've watched a little bit of her show that's on Max or HBO. It was on HBO Max. I think it's on regular Max now. Um, it was on HBO Max at the time. I think it's on Max. It's called uh something. What's the name of it? Tales from the Heart or Tales of a Heart or something like that. Something to do with heart. I don't remember the actual name of it, but it's in my post from a few days ago if you're curious. I've heard of that one. Uh, I haven't actually read any of her books, but I've heard her speak. Well, like I saw her at that conference, and then I've listened to lots of clips of her speaking and stuff at different various conferences and on TikTok and stuff like that. So I really enjoy her. Um, I hashtag humble brag, but she doesn't like. There's a lot of the things that she talks about that are things that my wife and I have been trying to talk to church people about how to interact with people and how to open up to people for a long time. And church people are terrible about that. Um, so like for me personally, I don't find her stuff like to be like groundbreaking or like the most profound thing ever because I think on similar wavelengths already. Like it's just kind of how I process things. Um, but not everybody does. I mean, everybody processes things differently. Um, but she's a very gifted, not different. She is different, but she's a very gifted uh, communicator that I really enjoy seeing stuff from. Wish I had the support of someone that loved me the way Crystal loves you. You're an extremely lucky man. I am a lucky man. Wow, she just whiffed on that medium. Are you seeing that, Jim? Did you see that? When I when I parried Mantis, she like whiffed on her medium. I need to I need to report that to the CCP, to the bug report thing. I think it was only on the parries, but um well, I don't love you the way that I love my wife, but I do love you, Jim. You are a wonderful friend, and I am grateful to know you and get to be your friend. So I hope you know that I'm here for you and I want the best for you. Um, And we've been through a lot. It hasn't always been easy. Um, but it's always been worth it. Let's see, we've been together for um 12 years and married for 11, um, as of 2.5 weeks ago, or actually a week and a half ago. 11 days ago was our anniversary. We've been through a lot. We like to say that we've been through 40 years of marriage in 11. You know, um, we've been through. Uh, there's a list of things. Now, I don't know who made the list, but there's like the list of things that they say that you should not go through in your first like so many years of marriage. I don't remember, it's five or what the number is, but it's like, you know, major job change, a major move, a major illness, which, like some of those things you don't have any control over. You don't have control over whether you deal with a major illness or not. But there's like, this list of all these different things of, don't go through these things your first so many years of um uh you know the list of like the don't go through these things the first however many years of marriage. We went through all of them in, the first two or three. Having a kid is one of them, I think. Just like, we went through basically all of those in the first year and a half, 2 years. Um, so, we've lived a crap ton of life, if there's no other way to put it. In our 11 years. Atlas of the Heart, that's the name of the show, Jim. And there's also, it's one of her books, but Atlas of the Heart is the name of the show. So, and it was on HBO Max. I don't know if when they changed over to Max, if it also came over, but Atlas of the Heart is the name of the show, which is basically, I think it's basically like her kind of going over the content of the book in like a small group setting. Like, I only watched a little bit of it, but that's what it's called. It's called Atlas of the Heart. So, oh, you're fine, bro. I was just curious if you saw it because I was trying to figure out if I was seeing things or if it was actually happening. Um, so I have to go back. I will go back and look at it after I get done so I can clip it and put it in the bug report because I think it was only happening when I was parrying, but she definitely was like stopping short. Like when I would parry her, like her medium was not hitting me. It was like there was an invisible wall or something. So I was only asking you because I wasn't sure if my mind was playing tricks on me or not. No worries if you are going back and forth. I appreciate you hanging out, even if you are multitasking. Because the only reason I'm not multitasking is because I can't really multitask while I'm streaming. Um, Normally, I'm multitasking. That's kind of how I operate, which my wife says is not healthy, but it's probably not. But that's just kind of how my brain has always worked. And before I had chemo, it worked fine. Nowadays, it's a little harder to multitask. So I'm trying to not do it as much. But I almost don't count MCOC as multitasking anymore because at least arena grinding, it's kind of become second nature enough that I can watch a show without really paying attention to MCOC that much, but still grind for arena points. So I still am in shock about how high Werewolf by Night went in round one. I really was not expecting him to go so high. So that's disappointing. I was hoping he was going to be one of those I could steal a 6-star for a low score, but that's okay. I will put up as much as I can, and we'll go from there. So if I just grab the 5-star, then so be it. But so Jim, I don't know if you saw, but Target has 8-bit X-Men pop vinyls right now, and I want them real bad. I want them so bad. I almost bought the Omega Red at Walgreens the other day, but I need to not spend money. But also I want to spend money because I want to back Kinshift on Kickstarter. I need to figure out if I'm going to be able to do that or not because I'd really like to. I would really like to. Don't get all snippy with me, computer. Jim, how are things in the Must Be Champions world? Hope things are going all right for y'all. We are trying real hard to hold on to Plat 4. I hope we get it. We should. Which wars are left? Not very many, right? 4 or 5, maybe even 3 or 4. I feel like season's coming to a close soon. But I don't remember the exact date. Let's see. Take that super scroll. And that, and that, and that. Come on, throw your rock at me. Thank you. Thank you.